Alright, I am back. I'm trying to record, reaching out to those spiritual warriors out there that are out there on the front lines fighting. Do your best and keep up the good fight, dealing with these people that are just messed up. Today, I wanted to record, I've been waiting a minute to record this actual video. I've recorded one that's kind of similar like this, but I wasn't happy with it, so I figured that I would re-record it and put it out now. So yeah, I wanted to record and explain the real reason that I've named my channel the way that I have, why I open my videos the way that I do. And it shouldn't be no surprise, if actually you've caught a couple other videos, you know that I talk about narcissists or, people that have forms of a disorder. Basically, I'm covering people that have disorders that has to abuse another person. That's what I'm mostly covering. I would say, what I would call them is the dark triad brats, because that's the way that I've viewed them over time. These people that are somewhere up and down, anywhere between narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy, they're dark triad brats. They've learned how to be manipulative people. That lies get them what they want. They don't really care about the fallout about that stuff. These are people that they turn into abusers because of the fact they can always justify this bad actual behavior. But the reason that I named my channel the way that I did is because, of course, I see myself as a spiritual warrior. And I see when you're dealing with people like this, you're actually in a spiritual war. And why I say that it's a spiritual war is because, when they decide that they're going to finally betray you, because it is a betrayal, they play like your friend for months, years, and then they finally decide to reveal, their dark side. And usually they do it when they think there's going to be a benefit inside, backstabbing you, doing some traitor stuff. But what they really end up doing, if you kind of allow them to be inside your life, is they're trying to attack you and betray you on every level. They try, if actually they get abusive physically, they're betraying you physically. The psychological mind games and all the stuff that they play, the mind games and all that stuff, they're attacking you mentally. This all is supposed to erode you eventually spiritually. That's why I say that when you're dealing with these people, these dark triad brats, they are actually waging a spiritual war on you, trying to break you down, siphon energy off of you, feed themselves, burn actually you down to make themselves feel good so they can feel warm. Yeah, these people are incredibly dangerous, especially if you don't know that they're waging a spiritual war on you. With all the criticisms, they give you negative criticisms. They make sure that you don't have enough confidence about yourself. They make you start altering your behavior when you're actually around them, because they're so abusive that you end up on eggshells. And, the funniest thing is that after they abuse you so much and you can't take it no more, and then you start putting up boundaries and stuff, they start walking on eggshells, and they're gonna blame you for this. So there's always a cycle of somehow it's actually your fault, and they're gonna get mad at you. They're dark triad brats. They can't take accountability. So you're going to be stuck with them doing stuff like this while they're trying to wage this spiritual war on you to break you down over time. It's really sick and twisted. either, you know, for some people, I feel for them, because if they don't know what is actually going on, they're going to start going crazy, you know, because, you know, these kind of people make you, you know, they kind of push you to have a spiritual awakening. And this spiritual awakening can go very bad. You've seen crazy people out there inside the street that be babbling to themselves and all that stuff. You know, some of these people are probably survivors of narcissistic abuse, or, you know, just abusive people in general. These dark triad brats that I'm talking about, that will, you know, they will target you and try to destroy your life while siphoning off of your life too. That's another thing that I'm going to cover since I'm recording this actual video. The reason they're waging this spiritual war against you is because they are incubus and they are succubus. They are literally energy vampires. But for them to siphon this actual energy, they need your attention, your pain and suffering. They need to, you know, throw your life in chaos, your pain. Like I said, they're feeding off of all of this stuff, you know, destroying your happiness, you know, trying to destroy your potential, you know, because sometimes these people are so close, you get to discover what they're really trying to do. They're really just trying to destroy your life inside general. If you're not gonna serve them, if you're not going to stand next to them and serve them, then they're going to destroy your life, okay? Some of you are probably experiencing this with some actual messed up person in your life, and you're probably crossing this actual video as a, you know, as a recognition to that, yeah, this is what they're doing. And, you know, other people think that this person's just sitting there and being annoying to you, you know, or sometimes they think that you're just being too sensitive, but they don't realize that the abuse is actually being kind of covered up through just them doing annoying stuff, like them slamming doors and stuff late at night, making weird sounds, you know, acting actually funny style, doing weird cleaning styles around the place, all that, you know, stuff to annoy you, to get under your skin, you know. They're trying to, you know, if you're not going to stand next to them, they're going to destroy you. They're dark triad brats. They're children, okay? But on top of that, they are incubus and succubus. They are draining energy inside general. They want your time, your attention, all that stuff. And, you know, if you pay close attention, you will notice that they are, you know, you're dealing with a brat, you know, that expects to always get their way. You say no, and they try to throw your life into chaos. Am I right? Am I right? Anytime you try to say no, you don't want to deal with them or cut them off no more, they throw a temper tantrum. They're a brat. They will destroy you and destroy themselves, okay? Just to put that warning out there, you know, you're going to have to stay actually the course for the most part. You're not going to have a choice, because, you know, once they start their smear campaign and them trying to destroy you and all that stuff, there's no going back. You can't turn back, because, you know, now that you openly know that they've been trying to hurt you and actually destroy you, if you go back now, they're going to really destroy you. But this is why I would say, you know, make as much distance with them as possible once you're seeing the signs of what I'm talking about, and, you know, they seem like they're spiteful toward you for no actual reason. They're trying to actually make sure you're constantly annoyed and trying to, you know, they're trying to pretty much put you in the actual nut house because they want you to suffer. Yeah, just know that the best thing you can do is keep your actual distance. They're gonna attack you if they're still in your vicinity or whatever. Expect an attack. Remember, they're incubus and succubus. They need to feed. They need to, you know, if they can't feed off of your positive energy by by treating you like trash every time that you're happy, they'll just settle for trying to feed off of your actual negative energy. It runs out for them a lot faster. They can't sustain themselves off of negative energy for long. They need someone that's happy that they can turn miserable. That positive to negative energy, they can absorb that to feel positivity. So just so you know what's going on, why I say that they're the incubus and succubus. But anyways, I'm gonna sign out for now. I've been trying to enjoy the sun. I've got some more stuff that I wanted to cover, and I will do that later. But I wanted to inform people of that. Some of y'all are spiritual warriors, and you're fighting a spiritual war. And you needed to know what's going on in case you don't know the MO of what's going on. Why this person's targeting you, trying to destroy you, trying to destroy your life, and trying to betray you, and you've done nothing to this person. I'm sure that some people that are going to cross this video, I promise you're going to qualify for this. I can feel it in my gut right now as I'm talking. I can feel it. But anyways, I'm going to get out of here for now. I'm considering having me a lunch and try to enjoy the afternoon. Y'all take care out there. And in the meantime, a little more knowledge they ain't teaching you in college.